a brief look at semi-pointless modelling, just placing some bits and moving them around. Quite pleased with the bridge over the lines onto my car park area. I have just positioned a signal box over there, which was back where I'm going to pan round to now, and just brought a few more of my cars out. Just got too many of these, unfortunately. Just seem to collect them. And those are construction vehicles. I thought, let's get some construction vehicles. So when I saw a construction vehicle available, I tended to just buy it and a couple of farm implements. Anyway, not sure what we'll do with those. Done a bit of a clean up and tidy up in the engine shed area. Just basically brushed the deliquescence off the engine shed, vacuumed round. Can't remember exactly where I had the coaling stage, the little water column and the fuel tank, but I've just placed them back. There is a coal drop at the back there behind the water column, water tower, and the plaster that I engraved to make some sets for the goods shed. And I'm looking at slicing a goods shed up to squeeze into there. And again, some placement of some card buildings along there to just extend the high street along. And those are the old Built Easy. Built Easy, they're paper, not card models. Back to card models, back to a plastic model. Yeah, found a place for a Leeds bus. And repositioned some other cars in what might be called the station car park. Don't know how that random caravan is doing there, or that totally out of scale Pickford's van. Might need to just replace some of these old Matchbox toys. And then demolished the railway workers' cottages, which are on here. Yes, the problem with these was that quite a few of the windows were falling out. I mean, you don't see the front of them anyway, just see the back. So I've collected the windows. What I have done is taken the opportunity to drill up from underneath a sequence of holes. And then my intention is, when I've refurbished these, because I thought I would, just to keep the originality of the layout, and because mistakenly my assumption is it's going to be easier to do that than build from scratch, but in fact, you know what, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's better to build from scratch and then you've got a new model to put in place. If I could find the same model, the thing that I will have to look for is just if it sits the same footprint. I've got another model, card model, to build, railway workers' cottages, ready to be built, but the I'd have to change the back gardens. The back gardens have been quite nicely done. I mean, I can improve them because it's not on the same pitch of housing. So, my Prestige Chat built line-side kit. This is the one made by Bob Dawson, where he uses computer chat and individually places every brick. And so that's finding a place on the layout. And this model. I picked it up for a £5 at a show, second hand. It's rather large. I thought, well, it's an impressive model. Nobody seemed to be buying it. And there is a point here. So there's a possibility to run a track into that. There's nothing else going on in that corner at the moment. And it would make a rail loading silo. Presumably it's for gravel, but I don't know. I'd have to look, because they're American, aren't they? Or continental outline. Anyway, there we go. Oh, some shelves for the garden rail stuff. Get them off the floor. And I do already have a light that will go under that shelf. It's a little bit proscenium arch. And I'd have to think about the silver at the back. I want to either put some pale blue paper or paint the black. The problem with painting is I'll drip paint over everything else. Anyway, it's just playing around with the layout, making use of some of the bits I've got as I've become enthusiastic and bringing it back into use. What I ought to consider is what I started in terms of replacing the card railway building with this resin one station building, when I introduced the little parcel siding in there, which is a kickback siding from the siding which goes off to the goods shed, because there wasn't a goods shed on the thing. Goods were unloaded from the branch line just onto the platform, which was okay, acceptable, I suppose. But I just wanted to have that extra siding. Maybe it's a mistake, but I need to rebuild the station area properly so that it's got everything in its place and the platform's properly made. So that needs to be done. Anyway, there we are. What's happened?